rest, ice, compression, elevation. Rest is really where rice goes wrong, because back in the day, you go to the doctor, he says, make sure you rest for, a couple weeks until your ankle feels better. That is not the best thing to do. Ice is still okay, because in the beginning, you want that swelling and that inflammation to go down. Ice is great. Compression is great, because that also helps, that's just wrapping your ankle. That also helps with swelling and inflammation. And then elevation is great, because that also helps with swelling and inflammation. Movement it really means like, wiggling your ankle around, range of motion stuff. Exercise means like actual ankle strengthening exercises to get your ankle back to, being strong and rehabbing your ankle. Analgesics is just like medication. And I didn't take any medication. I might have. I can't remember, but I really don't take any like Advil or aspirin or, ibuprofen, or I don't take medication very often, so I can't really see myself taking it for this.
Right.
But if you go to the doctor and he says, hey, take this medication, you probably should listen.
Right.
So
makes sense.
In that case, analgesics, just medication, would be fine. And then treatment is really like going to see a physical therapist. All that I want you to understand with rice and meat is that both of these are good. Rice and meat, both of these acronyms are accurate. They wouldn't be around if they weren't a little bit accurate.
Right.
So rice is accurate. The only thing with rice is that you don't want to rest for weeks at a time until your ankle feels better. On the other hand, with meat, movement is what you really want to do, but pain-free movement. You don't want to jump back into your sport right away, because I promise you will hurt your ankle even more, and you will delay the recovery process. So by movement and exercise, you need to do pain-free, or maybe a 1 or 2 out of 10 on a pain scale. You can do that. What I've been doing and what I recommend is you do my foot strengthening routine, which is available on YouTube. You just type in Nathanael Morton foot strength, and it takes about 15 minutes. By the way, for everybody listening, if you've done that routine, I skip through all the rest periods. Anytime it's a rest period, I just fast forward, because like I'll roll my foot on a ball and then I'll say rest 30 seconds. And I'm like, why did I do that? Just move to the next foot. So if you're listening, just skip all the rest in that video. And then I'll do my balance routine. So I'll do my foot routine in the morning. I'll do my balance routine at night, because neither one of these causes breakdown of your tendons, your muscles. Neither one of these are going to hurt your ankle too much, but it's going to help strengthen your ankle and get you back to your sport as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and guys, you don't need to be in a sport necessarily. Say you're walking to work, you roll your ankle. You can use this stuff as well. This stuff applies to every single ankle injury. Now, obviously, he's narrowed it down to just little tweaks, nothing crazy like fractures, broken bones, but still, you can use this kind of stuff in everyday life. You do not have to be an athlete.